welcome to Guitar Stories Podcast, episode number 77. We've made it to 77, Dan. I've enjoyed almost every single episode so far.
What do you mean with almost?
Well, there were some where, we had tech issues that were just beyond, I'd rather be in the Upside Down than be in some of the tech issue shows that we've had. So
That's right. But anyways, welcome everyone. Episode 77. I was looking so much forward to this episode, and we got to put out a massive spoiler warning at the very beginning. If you haven't watched the finale, the grand finale of Stranger Things season 4, skip to one of Andy's previous reviews, or if there's no alternative, maybe check out Henning's channel or something else. But don't go.
Or something.
Oh yeah. Or Jen Majura. Yeah.
But if you haven't, then just watch this and then take some sort of mind-altering chemical that will make the memory go away, and then go and watch the finale, and then come back and watch it again.
Yeah. So, I'm still waiting for that chemical to kind of be able to erase some sort of memories, but not randomly, but like very specifically.
So that the Men in Black pen then.
Yeah. Yeah, but even more precisely, not just what you just recently saw, but maybe you dated back a little bit, like Back in the Future. You dated back to that one day back in 1997 where you, I don't know, went to school and forgot to put on your pants. Didn't happen to me. I'm just making something up.
Right, let's say hello to the people in the chat. We've got Michiel, Studio Camille is there. We've got Sarang, we've got Jason, we've got Valeria, we've got Amanda, we've got Bubbly Juice, we've got Tobias, we've got Valeria. Have I said Valeria already? Possibly. Melodify. Dr. Dan is in the chat. Hello, Dr. Dan.
Hello.
And any others. And I believe there's another birthday this week from Amanda's family, which we'll give a shout out later on if she wants to share the name. Before we bring him in, if you have any questions for Aiden at any point in the show, I will try and save them to the little chat log, but mainly wait till a little bit later on, because we're going to open up the chat so you can question him yourself, and we'll pick out some good questions. But I've got lots of questions for Aiden, Dan. Have you got lots of questions?
Yeah, I mean, you sent me a couple of questions already in advance, and mine were pretty much covered by them. But I think throughout the course of the show, we'll probably come up with even more questions. So, yeah, I can't wait.
Okay. Oh, Celine is also here, and the birthday shout-out is to Mackenzie. Hello, Mackenzie. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
She's a massive fan, apparently. So,
yeah.
Probably not of us, probably of Stranger Things. But if you happen to be a slight fan of the show, thanks very much.
Before we continue, can I quickly? Sorry.
Yeah, go on.
Before we start, can I quickly talk about my morning episode with my Burger King incidents?
Sure. I mean, I'm intrigued now. You've hooked me.
No. You've said that. This morning I went to the grocery store to run a couple errands. I drove by Burger King, and in the radio there was Phil Collins, and I drove by a sign. And that sign said, "Cheesy Bacon Lover." And the song that just played was "Cheesy Bacon Lover." And that was such a coincidence that it just blew my mind. And I took a picture and immediately sent it to Andy. And it was just like, oh boy, why haven't they licensed this song? That would be amazing, right?
I actually forgot. I forgot that you sent me that earlier this morning. So whatever that Men in Black pen is, I think I used it today.
Very well so. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're listening to the audio version, hello. Make sure you're not doing any heavy lifting with machinery or anything. But we're going to be referring to some pictures because there are some gear pics. So yeah, Dan will probably throw some stuff up on Instagram as well, and
sure,
we'll try and satisfy everybody tonight. But
cool.
Dan, I kind of made a little introduction for Aiden, if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course, please.
Did you have one, or do you mind if I just take it? Because I
please take it.
Something. Okay, here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
There was Jack Butler from Crossroads. There was Marty McFly from Back to the Future. And now we have Eddie Munson from Stranger Things.
Mm.
Eddie Munson was played by 3 different people, and one of them we have on the show tonight. His name is Aidan Fisher. He's the hands of Eddie Munson and so much more. So please welcome him to Guitar Stories, Mr. Aidan Fisher. Hello, Aidan.
What's going on?
It's all good, brother. How are you?
I'm good. The audio is like overlapping right now. I can't even understand like what I'm hearing right now. It's
Do
like
you do you have the
it's
live
like if
show
you say,
open in another tab?
sorry, hold on. It's like hard to understand what you're saying.
Do you have the live show open in another tab and it's playing the video? I do that sometimes.
Yeah, it's
If you
like
go to YouTube and mute the live
open
show.
another tab. Maybe. Let me see.
See, Vecna is again trying to hold us back, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
audio is definitely messed up.
Okay.
Hold
Are
on.
you using Chrome browser? Not that we're sponsored by Google or anything.
I'm on Chrome. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's. I'm sure you did everything that I suggested in the email. You can jump out and jump back in again and refresh the page. That might help.
Yeah. Can I just rejoin? Is that possible?
Absolutely.
Of course,
Yeah.
just use the same link. I will kick you out, sir, and then kick you back in
All
when
right.
you've refreshed. Oh,
It's-
what
it's
a little
not-
tease! What a tease!
It's not as if we've just talked like 10 minutes before the show with Aiden and everything just worked perfectly fine. But I think that's part of you weren't even able to post a story on Instagram, so maybe something's effed up a little bit tonight. Never know.
Well, it's posted now apparently, and also Aiden's not connected to me in any way. We're all going through Restream, so who knows? Who knows what I pay my $40 a month for? Who knows? Apparently my volume is too low. Okay,
All right,
then I'm
crank that up a bit.
boosting it a little bit. I've cranked it. Thank you for that. And Valeria is absolutely right. It is not a Guitar Stories podcast without a few technical difficulties. Episode 77, we've still got them. It's a feature. I don't know if Aiden has refreshed the page because I can still see him in the backstage a little bit that we've got. And he hasn't left as far as I know.
Okay.
So
Yep.
I'm going to try and bring him back in.
Yep.
Let's try it now. Oh, now he's gone.
Okay, so we'll wait just a second. He'll be back in no time.
He will.
But that was a lovely introduction. Let me just say that.
Thanks very much. I
Yep.
was thinking about it this afternoon as I was watching the Rolling Stones documentary on BBC One,
Oh, okay.
and now there's a different person on Aiden's camera.
What?
Could possibly, yeah. Okay. Possibly his own personal technical support. That's cool. It seems I can see his connection. We have green connections, Dan. He has a red connection, so something's going on at his point.
Okay.
With his internet
Okay.
connection. Now he's back and it's green.
Sweet.
Okay, so I'll give him just a second to stop freezing and see if that helps. But yeah, I watched the Rolling Stones documentary, My Life as a Rolling Stone. It's a 4-parter. And I watched the Mick Jagger episode today and the Keith Richards episode. And I just sort of wanted to watch the first sort of 5 minutes just to get a sort of indication. I ended up watching 2 episodes, 2 hours worth. And it was so
That's how it
enjoyable.
always goes. Yeah,
So much
yeah.
fun. And I absolutely wholly recommend My Life as a Rolling Stone, the documentary.
Sweet.
If you have BBC iPlayer and a VPN, then you can find it anywhere. I just travelled over to the UK for an hour. That was fine and perfectly legal. Also, I've got a gig coming up, Dan. A band
Oh, wow.
gig with a full band this Friday night, the same day that the Rolling Stones are playing in Vienna. So I can't go.
Oh no.
I'm,
Okay.
I'm going to be at my gig playing Rolling Stones songs, rather ironically.
Is that the band where the drummer hit his leg, or hurt his leg?
Sorry, not the Rolling Stones, my band. Yes. That was confusing. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, Hans Peter, who is possibly watching it now, hello, he's in Germany right now, in fact, he's in your country. He sent us a photo saying, I've just broken my foot. Good job. He fell over in a parking lot, which is, yeah, it's a 40-year-old thing to do. It's a middle-aged thing. I fell over in a parking lot and now I can't walk. But he was fine. His girlfriend is some kind of magician with muscles and stuff. She does that, professionally. That's not her actual job. She's not a magician for muscles. This physiotherapy is probably the right word.
I just wonder, you've got great friends. They're all kind of capable of getting you back into the game. I remember Benji giving us a massage last year at Gear
Yeah.
Street, and then Hans Peter's wife. So
Yeah,
huh.
it's all good. I've got various selection. Right, Aiden is back, and he seems
Sweet.
to be green as a connection. And Aiden, if you're ready, just give me a thumbs up, and I'll put you back in the chat. If you can hear me, he's moving. See, I can see things you can't. It's great. Oh, he says 1 minute. Okay. Do you know what he did, Dan?
Mm-hmm.
He put up his Eddie Munson hand. That was the hand that he used.
The
Okay,
hand
now
that
there was two
almost beat Vecna, right? That helped kind of beat Vecna.
So upset.
About
Right.
what?
He's smart. Aiden, can we go? I can't hear you, so I'm judging by your hand gestures. He's going to write something on a piece of paper. Aiden, we actually have a private chat that you can write in. There's a private chat just underneath it. This is amazing fun. Two weeks in a row with technical issues. I'm really sorry, Aiden, and I'm really sorry. I'm really Sean Connery about this. But welcome if you've just joined us for the first time. This is pretty normal for us. So if it's your first time listening or watching the show, it's pretty normal for us to have technical problems.
Come on, we're 10 minutes,
It won't let
12
me
minutes into the
unmute.
show.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's probably because you're not live. Aiden, you're back in. How's that? No, we cannot.
can't hear you.
I
Nope.
think you need to go into your settings and enable your microphone, maybe? Because you're definitely not muted on my side, and you have a good connection speed according to your connection, which is congratulations. Okay, I'll just remove you for a second because I think you're going to get your technical support person, which might be a relative, should we say? His brother.
Never know.
I'm pretty sure it's his brother.
Did he look like him a little bit?
Looked like his dad. I was just being polite, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, being 40 minutes in the show, I mean, we haven't even talked about the finale, like officially, right? About the Strange
No.
Place, the grand finale.
Or unofficially. Well, we talked a little bit unofficially, but officially
Yeah.
as Guitar Stories podcast, no, we haven't. And
Yeah.
genuinely, I know I mentioned Jack Butler and Marty McFly. I think it will go down as one of the best guitar scenes in media, in one of those top 10 lists of TV and movies and things that made guitar. I'm not saying bringing it back to really to the mainstream media, but certainly for a while we're going to have some more guitar people, some more people experiencing guitar. And
Yeah. Did you read the headline that Musician? I think Master of Puppets is currently #1 in the Musician chart. So people,
I did not know.
aspiring beginners, are wanting to actually play Master.
That's good.
Yeah.
Let's bring Aiden back in. Hello.
Yep, I think I'm good now.
Yay!
Amazing.
Amazing.
Welcome, Aiden. Everybody, it's
Hey.
Aiden Fisher. Is that good? Can you hear us? Is it all comfortable from your side now?
Yeah, it sounds good to me. Sounds good.
Awesome.
Good. Well, that's great.
Do I sound good?
Thank you so much for joining us. You sound great. If you don't, then let us know in the chat if you need any audio adjustments. If you're listening to the audio podcast, then Dan will have adjusted this manually post-show.
Correct.
Dan's good like that. So yeah, everybody in the chat, send Aiden some love, please. And Aiden, first thing, can we see those hands? Show me your hands. Ah, wow.
How many years of guitar playing have these hands already, in their DNA?
About 11 years now. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Which
Long
makes
time.
you how old, roughly? How old are you, Aiden?
I'm
may I
19.
ask?
19.
Get lost.
Yeah.
Come on,
It's
man.
Andy is more than twice as old as you are. And
Yeah,
That's very
Joseph
true.
Quinn's actually. I think Joseph Quinn's like 29. So
Okay.
yeah, and like
Okay.
the actor who plays Eddie Munson.
Yeah.
Yeah, so again, for about the 5th time, I think, thank you for joining us. And it's super exciting to have you. And we were talking about you last week on the show with Warren Hewitt. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to reach out to him on Instagram and see if he wants to come on the show. And we happen to have an empty slot this week due to whatever reason. and you have the time, and here you are. So,
Here I am.
yeah, welcome. We're not just going to talk Stranger Things, of course. We're going to talk about your past, which is also an interesting story, and hopefully your future as well, and all the stuff. And you also have a successful YouTube channel, so we can definitely cover some of that. As I said to the people in the live chat, if you've got questions for Aiden, then please stock them up. We'll wait for them. I guess we're going to do some guitar news first,
Yeah,
gentlemen.
please.
I guess the top story is Nita Strauss leaving the Alice Cooper band. So Nita Strauss being an Ibanez artist, Dan, you should be able to fill us in a little bit on your thoughts.
My thoughts, okay. Well, it took me completely by surprise to hear that she was leaving. I think there were a couple of rumors already in the camp. I don't know where they came from. You know, usually that stuff gets leaked, but it kind of took me by surprise that she announced yesterday that she was leaving the band. I mean, she didn't set it's an indefinite leave, but you know, I don't know if she actually will ever be rejoining Alice Cooper anytime soon. So what I found funny is that obviously being a female artist in the guitar scene, she felt the necessity to address that I'm not pregnant, you know. That was interesting to read, because that's a very personal thing, and her pointing out that she's not pregnant kind of felt, let's say, a little bit strange to me. But obviously there were probably a little bit rumors already around, so yeah. Well, we will see where she'll end up. I'm pretty sure she wouldn't have left Alice Cooper band without a good plan A or plan B, however you want to call it. And you know, with her being one of the most recognized female shredders, number one radio hit list artist with her latest album, I think she'll have a bright future anyways. And maybe it was about time for a change after 7 or 8 years with the Cooper band. Yeah.
Has it been that long? I had no idea. Wow.
I just saw a headline that said Nita Strauss is going to join Demi Lovato on tour.
Oh, wow.
Or something
Okay.
like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Where did you see this, Aiden?
On blabbermouth.net.
Okay.
It's called on Facebook.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
The rumor,
have you-
though. It says a rumor.
Well, that's interesting.
Oh, yeah.
That would be a good show.
Mhm.
Sarang
Demi
has said
Lovato.
that he's heard some Judas Priest rumors.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a joke. If it is a joke, I don't get it.
Me neither. Yeah.
I don't know. But, oh yeah, Valeria's just put the link in the chat. Thank you, Valeria, one of our wonderful moderators. And Jason Welch says that he heard that Nita rewatched her video with Ryan Burke and decided to start a surf band. I would wish that were true.
Oh, that was a good video.
The Ibanez
They were
Jiva
checking
sounds
out.
amazing with surf. Yeah.
Yeah. It's got a nice True Velvet
Yeah, well,
single.
that's kind of the big guitar news of the week.
Okay.
Aside from, you know, the Stranger Things and Metallica being still huge in the media, and Aiden, you're getting a lot of coverage. And, of course, Joseph Quinn, the video's going online with him actually playing. So a little bit later in the show, I'd like to get into, of course, your experience and all the behind-the-scenes stuff and how it was, but also, like, you know, which parts you played and if you played all of it. But we'll get into that in a bit, because that's called a tease to get people to stay, you know, on the show. So we'll stick around. What we need to do is talk about gear. So
Exactly.
we have 3 gear picks, and I will say that there's not much great gear being released at the moment. It seems that companies are on holiday for a little bit, as well as everybody else. But all 3 of us have a gear pick of the week. And this week, the lovely Dr. Dan is going to go first.
Dance, pick up the week. Dance, pick up the week.
I love
Dr.
the
Dan,
jingle.
what's your pick of the week, sir?
My pick of the week is a rather unconventional looking Ibanez J Custom. It's the first iteration of the 2020 J Custom lineup. It's called the JCRG 2201. Hey, Andy. And what you can see here, what I when I say unconventional, it has a couple features either being removed or being altered that you usually would expect from a J Custom. So, for instance, it comes with regular dots instead of the Tree of Life inlay. And, this is something that a lot of people usually refer to as the greens on the fretboard that they don't like if they are into, more traditional inlays. So seeing Japan adding regular dots to the fretboard is actually something that might appeal to a lot of people, that usually would not consider such a guitar. Also, the wood, it's Japanese persimmon on a black limba body, so a rather lightweight and very attractive wood. And apart from that, it's just another, pretty cool-looking, rare J Custom guitar that's been released in a very low circulation. It's not cheap. I think it clocks in at $7,500. But
What?
Yeah, yep. But being a that phase was golden. But being a proud owner of one of those such guitars as well, not that particular one, but ones with the resin, I gotta say, if you have the money left, if you can afford it, it's just the best of the best of the best. These are hand built by the Sugi in the custom shop, and it's just like, I don't see a reason why I would assume be able to charge that amount of money, because Gibson is charging $15,000 for those kind of custom shop guitars, and it's a lot of value that goes into this, a lot of dedication and work, and it's steep, and I don't judge anyone who says it's way too expensive, because for my personal taste, it's too expensive as a player, but from a collector side and from a guitar connoisseur side, I think it's definitely worth the money. What do you think?
I just think we have to put a little disclaimer out there that Dan does work for Ibanez. So,
Yep,
yeah,
that is correct.
just so you know, his thoughts are not tainted. Dan is a very honest and upfront guy. His thoughts are not tainted, and he genuinely loves Ibanez. And my response to that, Dan, is that I would rather spend $7,500 on an Ibanez than $15,000 on a Gibson, currently.
Mm-hmm.
Aiden, any thoughts?
I would agree. I wouldn't pay $15,000 for a guitar. Definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that in the past. That there's a certain.
Would you pay $5,000 for a BC Rich?
Well, I like to get a free one by BC Rich, because I played the solo. But if anything, but I probably wouldn't pay $5,000
That's
for
true.
a BC Rich.
I mean, all we have to do is say really nice things about BC Rich, about how great they are and how generous they are with the people they work with.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, you fluffed
Not
it, man.
particularly-
We were going so well. It was going well.
No, but has anyone of BC Rich approached you?
They didn't contact me, but I commented on their Facebook post about the BC Rich Warlock, which is the signature guitar from the show.
Yeah,
and it got a bunch of likes, and then they contacted me, but they haven't sent me one yet, so I don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean there are two.
We were in contact, but I don't know what happened.
Okay.
They haven't asked for my address or anything like that. I don't know.
Okay.
Hopefully
Well,
they send me one, but.
I mean,
There's
note
two
that
versions.
BC Rich, if you're
two
watching
versions, yeah.
or listening, then hit Aiden up. Come on, sort it out. That is one of the ultimate promotional tools you could possibly use, and also it's a nice thing to do.
I know,
It's a good
right?
investment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fill the world with
agree.
love and free guitars.
Which one would you pick,
Yeah.
Aiden? Would it be the black one or the red crackle one for you?
Probably the red crackle one, because that's like the one in the show.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't really know why they did the black one. I don't see them selling many of those.
Yeah.
It's either authentic or not. Yeah.
So Andy,
Okay. Yes.
J
Daniel.
Custom Guitar. Have you've tried out a couple of these? What's your assessment? Because lately you've been looking for a shredder's guitar.
Yeah, since watching Steve Vai, I have changed a little. My ability hasn't changed, but my mindset has. I think 7,000 is a little bit too far for me at the moment. I can understand the attraction of it because Ibanez is one of those brands that when you get into them, there are people such as yourself, Dan, who are super nerdy and super into it, and I can totally understand wanting the best of the best. That isn't me at this point. Although, if Ibanez are giving out free guitars, I'll take one of those as well. If BC Rich aren't doing it.
Shall I give a little sneak peek? You might have the chance in September in Mannheim. We might see a couple of these.
For a free guitar? I'll be there.
Not for free, but to try out, and gorgeous looking, kind of high end J Custom. So
I do have a question about the J Custom, Dan. What is the red stripe that's down the back of the neck? What is that?
That should actually just be regular stained. Is it purple Wenge? It's a Wenge purple hard neck, so it's 3-piece. And in the middle, usually it's either just regular purple heart, or they sometimes also, if they use maple, they kind of stain the wood, so it pops a little bit more. And I think last year they already they started to also stain the fretboards. So if you have like a flame maple fretboard, they stain that as well, so you get those cool looks of very wavy kind of fretboard. It's the Wenge. I'm a big fan of Wenge as a neck wood. It's got a very open pore feel to it. It's a good grip, and usually I'm not a fan of finished necks. And with that kind of open pore finish, it feels very broken in right from the get-go. And at that price point, it's probably, you don't want a toy guitar that feels somehow toyetic. You want something that immediately feels like a piece of wood, but a good piece of wood. And that's what these guitars provide. Yeah.
I just like saying the word Wenge. It's nice. It's a fun
Wenge.
word to say.
Yeah.
Aidan, would you mind if we go to your pick next? Because I think it's the most fun of
ironic.
all the picks.
Yeah. Well, as ironic as it is, my pick is a pick. It's a guitar pick. It's a Jazz 3. Well, these are all Jazz 3 guitar picks from Jim Dunlop, 1.14 millimeter. So I've been using those lately, and I like them a lot. I recommend them very much.
Are these custom printed picks, or just regular ones that you can buy in the store as well?
Just regular ones. Just regular ones from the website. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Have you been experimenting a lot with different gauges?
I think it's our first pick of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's our first ever pick of the week as a pick.
Literally, yeah. Guitar picks the first guitar picks I used were like the regular size, like like what size would you call these? I don't even know, to be honest.
Is that like teardrop?
I'd call that.
Or like what kind of a regular guitar pick?
Yeah, it's a regular.
I use those.
That looks like a Max Grip. Is that a Max Grip?
Well, those are Jim Dunlop. I don't know like the size exactly, but
okay.
Well, it's the same color as mine.
I started off with those.
We can be pick buddies for a little bit.
Sweet.
Someone said 88 Tolex.
That's what
maybe,
Pooh is
maybe
playing, yeah. Huh.
But I started with those, and then
says Sereng.
and then my guitar teacher a few years ago told me, he was like, "Why are you using those big picks? Like you're getting stuck in the strings." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, what should I use?" He's like, "You should use the John Petrucci picks, the Jazz 3. I'm like, "Okay." So I tried those. I've been using those forever, and then I tried the Kirk Hammett Jazz 3 ones for a little bit too, and then now I really like the Jim Dunlop, the ones I just showed you, the 1.14 millimeter Jazz 3. Those ones are my go-tos right now. So
sweet. What is for you what's your personal preference pick when it comes to the
most
pick?
People's pick of the week.
Yeah, we've never had so much interaction in the chat about the pick. Probably when it comes to the pick, like what's your preference in terms of the edges, the material? Did you experiment a lot, because different picks also make different clicks when playing?
Yeah.
Like, what's your experience?
Yeah. I think it's like nylon material, right? Is that like nylon or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the plastic ones, like
some of them
are not. I'm not really a fan of those. Whatever material, like the Tortex, Jim Dunlop ones are, standard. material, like that kind of material. I don't even know, to be honest.
Hmm.
Like nylon, I have no idea. Something
Okay.
like that.
There was a question in the chat. Did you try the purple Kerkamet or the green ones?
The green ones.
The green ones.
Yeah.
With the cut on the
Yep.
upper side,
With
right?
the little heart-shaped kind of cut. Yeah.
Yeah. How did that affect your playing?
Well, my guitar teacher was right because like the faster I was getting at playing the guitar, my pick was getting stuck in the strings. Like it's hard to go fast. So that really helped when I switched to the John Petrucci picks, which is like with fast picking and sweep picking and stuff like that. Really helped out with that. So that's kind of when I transitioned.
All right. That's interesting.
I think that's a great pick of the week.
Yeah.
I can't believe we've never had a pick before. 77 shows, and that's our first actual plectrum. Thanks, Aiden.
I'm honored. Yes.
Yeah, it's a first. Hopefully not the last. Okay, I've got one more pick left, and then we're going to get onto some Stranger Things chat once we've borrowed and burned our way through the gear. So it's my pick.
Andy's pick of the week.
My pick of the week is a pedal. It's this, the Woman Tone pedal from Acclam Guitars, and it's based on the Eric Clapton Cream sound from Spain, hand-built in Spain, and painted by the artist that painted Eric Clapton's The Fool SG. And I always forget the name of the artist. Dan, remind me, what's the name of the artist that painted
I think it's Marijke Kroger. Marijke Kroger? Yeah.
Good, thank
Kroger.
you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, so this artist also painted the design for this pedal, and then they've printed it on the pedal. They haven't painted every one. But there it is, and there it is, and there it is. I actually have it in my hand. It's just come off my board. I've been using it at rehearsal this weekend, and it is phenomenal. Like I've been searching for... I play in a blues rock band, and we do some Cream and some Eric Clapton. And when Acclam Guitars reached out to me and said, would you take a look at this pedal? I said, well, that's very appropriate, very apt, because we are doing some stuff. And I didn't get much chance to play with it because I put it in the chain and turned it on, and it sounded great. So I left it. And you know how you want to get a new pedal and you want to fiddle with all the knobs and switches? I didn't. I just engaged it, and it sounded great, so I didn't touch it. Of course I have to fiddle with it for the video that I'll make, but genuinely that is a pedal that does stuff that the other pedals that I had, like the standard tube screamer, I had a fuzz as well, neck pickup fuzz, and trying to get this violin-y sustain-y tone, it wouldn't do it. I know you can do it, but that is a really, really easy way just to press a button and it does it for you. And the middle knob, I don't know if you can see it, it says Woman Tone on the middle knob.
Is that like two-channel? Is that two-channel, or what do you do with
there's a boost. So
it's a
you
boost,
engage
additional
and you boost.
All right.
Or rather, honestly, Dan, between you, Aiden, and I don't know, because I just plugged it in and I pressed the button and it sounded good. So I haven't read the manual or anything.
Oh, wow.
Which I guess is the most authentic way I can review a product and say that it's really good, because I pressed that button and it turned it on. I pressed the other button and it got louder. So
Sweet.
That's why I'm saying it's a boost.
Okay.
But yeah.
If I may play devil's advocate here,
yeah,
it's another very, very expensive pedal to my personal taste.
It's €300, yeah, if you buy direct. €300 is a lot of money. Mr. 7,500 J Custom, thank you very much. How much does a bag of picks cost these days, Aiden? About $15, $20?
Ooh, I think they're like $20, something like that.
All right.
Okay, so Aiden's coming in with the most affordable option.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to say any more about my pedal because I really want to talk to you, Aiden, about you. But we do have to find out who has the most popular pick this week. And to do that, we've got to buy, borrow, or burn. Now, Aiden, I know you've seen the show before. And in this game, what we do is we have to buy a piece of gear, we have to borrow a piece of gear, and we have to therefore burn a piece of gear. We don't really burn it, everybody. We just, it's just alliteration. But I'll play the jingle, and we can check out the live chat, and then we can make some choices. I borrow or burn?
Okay.
Right. So I feel a bit tense because I haven't won in a few times. I haven't had the most popular one. I still don't know how this guessing game works, Dan. I can never figure it out. Can you explain the guessing and then therefore choose?
Well, we guess for each other, so we just have to figure out what is, the way we go this week. So usually I guess for... did I do? The guess... Why doesn't Aiden guess for me? That might be a little bit easier. I guess for you and you guess for Aiden.
Deal.
How's that? Cool? All right, cool. So
Aiden's up first.
Yeah.
So who am I going for? Just
you guess
Who am I picking?
what
Dan.
I
Both
would
you guys?
buy, borrow.
No, just
burn.
Dan.
Gotcha. You'd probably buy the Ibanez guitar because you're an Ibanez employee.
Also player, yeah.
And then also you'd probably borrow the pedal because it's a cool pedal.
Okay.
And you'd probably bury the picks, I think.
That is pretty accurate.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, pretty accurate. Just wanted to put a couple things in perspective. I would burn the picks not because I don't think they're great, but I have like a lifetime supply of Planet Waves ice picks, I think, that are custom printed, and they say listen to Andy Timmons. So that's kind of, I'm like a missionary, man, when it comes to these picks. I give them away everywhere. So
All right.
The pedal, definitely I would borrow that from Andy just to give it a shot, because Clapton is definitely a big influence, and if the pedal is that good, I can totally see trying that out. And as for the Ibanez, I'm not just an employee, I'm also an Ibanez fan and collector. So I've been playing Ibanez since 32 years this year. So yeah, that's, if I pick a guitar, that's probably because I like it a lot. And I would definitely, if I didn't have a Sugimei J Custom yet, I would buy that. So spot on. Well done.
Cool.
All right.
Let's go to the live chat to see what the people watching live would do. I'm scrolling up. We've got Poo Ninja. He would buy the picks, borrow the J Custom indefinitely, and burn that pornographic pedal. Oh, there were boobies on it. I showed boobies on the channel. Sorry for that, everybody. There was some slight nipplage. Apologies
uncovered.
if I was offended by nipples.
Huh.
But we've all got them. Some of us have got more than two. Jason would buy the Ibanez. I can dream bright. He'd borrow the picks because he'll end up just keeping them anyway, and burn the pedal. Sorry, Andy. Funny story there. I accidentally stole 2 picks from the Ibanez showroom when I was there a couple of weeks ago. Whoops, never mind. They were on the floor. They were anybody's, just lying there. Had to use them. Where else are we going? For Lucas of L&M Guitar. Hey, Lucas, a fellow Austrian at the moment. Buy the woman tone pedal for the tone. Yes! Borrow the Ibanez because it's too expensive to purchase. But I'll have to try burn the picks because he has plenty already. Sorry, Aiden. See, such polite people, Aiden,
Yeah.
watch this show. They're so nice. Amanda would buy the picks, borrow the Ibanez, and burn the woman. Fair. And Valeria would buy all the picks with jazz with it, borrow the kidney and lung with Ibanez, and burn the woman tone.
Oh, wow.
Oh dear.
Andy, doesn't look good.
I'll remember that when you're saying how much you enjoyed the video that I make with it, Valeria. I'll remember that. Maybe even mention you. Okay, then in that case, Dan, you're going to guess from me. Would you please guess from me, sir?
Absolutely. That's a tough one. I think you would, with a tear in your eyes, burn the J Custom because it's not for you at the moment. You would borrow the picks because you want to try out how basically get the same feeling that Aiden had when he was helping to defeat Vecna. and you would buy the woman tone pedal because obviously it's the woman tone you've been looking for. How was that?
Yeah. I'm definitely burning the J Custom because no explanation offered.
Okay.
For the pure reason that it might upset you, and that'll make me laugh for a little bit.
You're
'Cause
so
I'm feeling
mean.
I
Yeah.
am mean, yeah. I would. I wasn't sure whether I'd buy the picks or borrow the picks, but I think I'd like to borrow the picks from you, Aiden, if that's okay. Specifically from you and not from anybody else. And then, of course, accidentally not give them back, borrow them indefinitely. But I would buy the pedal
Right.
because it did actually solve a problem that I was experiencing, lack of woman tone. So yeah, you got it right, Dan. Congratulations. Now, the pressure's on. Let's see what Aiden would do. I think, Aiden, you would buy the picks, borrow the
Right.
J Custom, burn the pedal.
Yep, that's exactly it. Yep,
Woo.
exactly. Spot on.
Hot diggity down.
That
Gentlemen, we
was
got a hat trick
good
this
week.
week.
Yeah.
We got it. I don't know how we did it, but we did it.
Sweet.
Congratulations.
Those were
Well,
solid picks.
Solid. Yeah. Question: did you use the Jazz 3 on the Stranger Things show, or were you using something else at that point?
No, it wasn't the Jazz 3. I can't remember what pick it was. They just kind of handed it to me and just told me to play, kind of. Because I was on the trailer. It was like right after, because like Joseph Quinn shot his stuff first, and then once he was done, he gave me the guitar and gave me the pick. I don't even remember what. Yeah, I just don't remember what kind of pick it was.
Okay, then
Yeah,
let's
to
get
me,
into
man.
it. Let's get into
Yeah.
the full Stranger Things, talking to the hands of Eddie Munson, Mr. Aidan Fisher. Chat, if you have any questions, now's the time to bring them up. But Aidan, we have lots of questions. So the first thing I really want to know is, how did you get the gig of being Eddie Munson's hands? We've lost Aidan's audio
Yep.
at the moment.
Did he
so-
push some wrong button? Nope.
Don't know what you've done, but I'm very, very curious to the answer now because I can't hear you.
Oh, well, that's such a tease. Come on.
Yeah, he's having a little bit of a technical issue.
Okay. That's weird. He was perfectly fine just a second ago, right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's a battery option. Maybe he's using the in-ears and their batteries. And
That's
Who knows?
possible. Yeah.
do you want me to kick you out while you sort it out, or do you want to stay? Okay, we can't hear you though.
Check. Hey. Nope.
No audio, sir. I'm gonna guess. Are you using the microphone on your earbuds, your AirPods? I don't
Maybe
have
they're
them, so I
low
don't
of energy.
know.
Could you just, to test it, could you just switch to the internal microphone of the computer or the telephone? It will not be good quality, but it will be sufficient. No, your phone or the device you're streaming from. Can you just alter that?
And don't stress at all, man. It is absolutely no problem
Yeah.
whatsoever. It's actually quite nice. Someone else is getting technical issues as well.
Yeah. Well, we could deal with that. There's always a workaround if we,
That's what you get for doing a live show, everybody.
Take-
you get
correct.
live stuff.
Correct. It's an interesting question by Amanda. Maybe Aiden can address that later on. She said, like, would he have chosen Master of Puppets because some had suggested the final countdown as a possible option?
Oh, that is a good question, Amanda.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah, we don't hear you, Aiden. We'll let you know when we hear you, because I'll explode with joy and ecstasy
Life is life.
In
Na
the
na
way-
na na na.
in the way that only I can. Let's check out Tobias's pick. He would have bought the picks. He would lose them quickly, rent the pedal to see how good it is, and burn the Ibanez. Be like Jimmy. And Dan had promised me someone else. Wink, wink. I don't know what that means.
I don't know either.
Something else, maybe.
Something else?
That's cryptic.
Text me DM me on Instagram, and we'll discuss further.
Yeah. Scott from Chernobyl Studios is in the chat.
Yeah.
Hello, Scott from Chernobyl Studios. I hope you're doing well. Let's also check out what's going on. Celine has come up with the Trooper, maybe. That would have been a solid choice. But one guitar, I think. With the Trooper, if there were two guitarists, although technically he did play to the track. Good one though, Celine.
All right.
Celine would have chosen Run to the Hills. Solid choice. So, Hardtail Chameleon, says Tobias. I don't know. People are talking in cryptic code now. Can you text your friends on your personal time, please, Tobias?
All right. Maybe we can talk with Aiden, see if we can get some technical advice or guidance.
Okay, he says
or
in the
anything.
private chat that he's going to rejoin again. In that case,
All right.
Aiden, we will see you in a second.
Take your time. All right. Cool.
Absolutely. It's so exciting. Maybe it's my energy that I'm giving out, this crackling up all the Wi-Fi and stuff at Aiden's place.
I think it's really effed up today everywhere. It's just crazy. We had the same issue here. Like at 8 o'clock straight, there was no Wi-Fi, no connection outside, no phone connection, nothing. I don't know what's going on. It's super weird.
Well, I have a similar issue. Right, he's rejoined, and we're going to try and put it back in. We'll just listen to Dan have a drink. Right, Aiden, are you there?
I think so. Can you hear me?
Awesome.
Yeah!
Perfect.
Welcome back. So,
All right.
Aiden, before we lose you, please tell us, how did you get the gig of being EDDIE MUNSON'S Hands in the finale of Stranger Things Season 4?
So, I've been living in Atlanta, Georgia, and in Atlanta, it's become a really popular hotspot for filming and like TV and movies. Like Cobra Kai films here, Stranger Things, Ozark, all the big Netflix stuff. Every big TV show kind of films here, and I've been doing some background work in movies and stuff. And I came across a Facebook post because like the background acting stuff, they have like Facebook groups where you can apply to join a background, be a background in a movie, you know. And I came across a post on one of those, and it said, "Looking for a guitar player who can shred." And I was like, okay, yeah, okay, sweet, that's perfect. So I applied, and they got back to me, and they asked me to send a 30-second video of me playing guitar. So I sent a video of myself playing some Steel Panther and some like shredding Eddie Van Halen Eruption kind of stuff. And then they responded, and they asked me to send some pictures of my hands and arms. So I did. And then they told me to keep my schedule open for Stranger Things. And I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. Stranger Things.
Okay.
Wow. And then let's see what happened. Then they asked me to send a video of myself playing Master of Puppets. So I learned the whole song, and I sent it in different clips to the person. And they told me they'd like to book me for the show after that.
Sweet.
So it's kind of a process of sending different stuff.
Wow.
And then I got it.
Cool.
Wow.
Are you aware? Was there some sort of checkup by like, did they check back with Metallica, or was it just something that they were looking for? Because I imagine the guy who's in charge of all that not necessarily knowing or being able to differentiate between a perfect guitar solo and something that's okay-ish. So how was that guidance? Were they very, very picky and very specific on how to play the stuff, or how was that?
They weren't really picky. I mean, I kind of just played the song how it was, and like, and it sounded just pretty much just like it. So,
Okay.
and sent it to them, and then they liked it, and then, yeah, it's kind of how it just happened.
Okay.
Amazing. Well, it's just it's very. I don't want to make your work seem any less, but it also seems a very lucky position you were in, and they were in,
It
to have
was,
someone
yeah.
that can actually do the job. But of course, you make your own luck. You know, if you hadn't learned and worked all those hours on learning guitar, then I'm sure there are people that submitted stuff that wasn't up to par. And you know, as you just said, you played it as it was. So I think you're sort of being a little too modest there. You probably nailed it, and that's what they wanted. They needed someone who could just do it. And
Absolutely, yeah. And as soon as I saw that post, I got right to my guitar and I sent the video. And like as soon as like everything, like I got on it right away, you know.
Cool.
Like sent back videos right away. Like tried to learn the song right away as fast as I could, you know. So because once they told me it was Stranger Things, I was like, whoa, I mean, I got to get this, you know. I was like,
so yeah, we spoke earlier. You are a fan of Stranger Things, right? So we kind of talked about it off air before we started the show, but you enjoyed the show, you've watched it, and
oh yeah,
it out, I guess.
Huge fan of the show. Yes. Yep.
So what was it like being on the set? You know, did obviously you met Joseph Quinn because he handed you the guitar, but did you meet anybody else? Did you do any cool stuff?
I got to meet the Duffer Brothers. I got to meet Gaten Matarazzo, who plays Dustin Henderson in the show. Yeah, it was a cool experience. So I mean, it was just like in the scene. We were on the trailer, in the trailer park in the Upside Down, and they had like fake vines everywhere, like just like the Upside Down is, you know.
Yeah.
A giant blue screen in the background because like they put CGI of like the Upside Down in the film, and then it was pretty quick because Joseph got his stuff done, and then once he was done, he gave me the guitar, and then I got up there with Gaten Matarazzo, and then that took like 15 minutes. Like it really wasn't that long, and they shot a couple different angles of my hands, and that was pretty much it. Like,
okay,
and yeah, it was super cool. It's a really cool experience.
How often did you have to play the song?
How often?
Yeah.
How many times?
Oh, less than 10 probably, actually. So
Okay.
not that many times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And the question that I really want to know the answer to is the technical side of it. What gear did you use? Like obviously you used the BC Rich Warlock, the special one. But were there amps? How did you monitor it? How did you hear the actual backing track? Did you hear your own guitar? What were you doing?
So when I first met Joe, this was like a couple days before we shot the scene. We jammed a little bit. It's actually that video. I don't know if you saw the video or not. It just came out a couple days ago, where Joe's playing.
Where Joe's playing.
Practicing. I was in the background right there. I was there, and that's where I first met Joe, and we jammed out on Metallica on the song, and I think we used like a PV amp. One of the amps, we used all the same amps in the show that were in that scene were right there with us, right when we were practicing. So it was like that Fender Deluxe Reverb, and then a PV Mace maybe or something like that, like a 30 watt or some kind of, I don't know, 30 watt PV Mace, something like that. And but when we shot the scene, it wasn't like we didn't use, like I just played to a backing track. There was no I plugged into an amp, but there was no sound coming out of the amp, and it's just like we just played to a backing track. So with a BC Rich guitar. So
okay, so because there's a lot of questions going around the internet, like, or not questions, but you know how us guitar players are, like trying to nitpick the tiny little things, like how did he get that tone from a Fender, you know? And people are, you know, and then I saw one of the most nerdy things, like, well, actually that PV has a slave output that you can then put to the input of the Fender, so he's probably get the tone from the PV. Like, really, guys, are we really discussing this? He's in the Upside Down, and there's a girl with superpowers. And there's vampire bat things, and we're wondering how
somebody
tone. But
somebody commented on my post and was like, "Why are you using a Fender Deluxe Reverb amp? Like, why don't you use a Mesa Boogie? It's the '80s, or like a Marshall. Like, what are you doing?" And I was like, "It's not my choice. Like, you know?
Yeah, Aiden, come on, man.
Yeah.
Maybe the Fenders, they sound different in the upside down.
Maybe.
But
Maybe,
what,
yeah.
what
Exactly. Clean tone is filthy
It's
tone, and filthy
distortion,
tone
yeah.
is clean tone.
correct.
It's upside down.
I found it funny in the scene when Eddie or Aiden, they were playing the guitar. I think Dustin Gaten Matarazzo was kneeling right in front of the cabinets, like, you know, covering his ears. But still, that would have been like the worst place to be when he was cranking up the whole thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the whole time I was playing, Dustin or Gayton was like right there. He was just like, you know, the whole time. So that was cool.
I mean, it's such an iconic scene, man. It's going to go down forever in guitar history and TV and movie history. As I said at the top of the show, it's going to now be
It's up there.
in those lists.
Yeah.
They
With
did
like
it
Crossroads,
so well.
Steve Vai,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Back to the Future, Marty McFly, like up there with those for sure.
Yeah.
I think.
definitely.
And I just want to give some props, actually, respect to the Duffer Brothers for making sure that the guitar part was done properly. Because whenever I see guitar in a show, my heart starts to flutter a little bit and I get excited. And then more often than not, I get so disappointed because they just have an actor who is not playing, or they just show their face and they're doing the rocking out face while they're pretending to play. And I think that Stranger Things really nailed. I mean, they hired a person, you, to be the hands to make sure that it was accurate, and that is the level of detail. And it made me so happy, and I managed to stay in the show. You know, as a guitar player who watches shows with guitar in it, sometimes I get lost because no, they've messed it up. They didn't, man, and it's because of you. You know, you are a major part of that they managed to nail it. So thank you for helping my experience in loving Stranger Things.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm still processing the whole thing. Like it was just such a crazy experience. You know, just being on set was just like I was like processing it. You know, like I'm in Stranger Things right now. I'm in the upside down. There's Dustin. There's the Duffer Brothers. Like, what's going on?
That's cool.
You know,
When exactly did you film? How was it? 1 year ago or 2 years ago? Or?
it was almost a year and a half ago now.
Oh
So
wow!
it was like it was March of last year. So March 2021.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah,
And how hard was that to keep it a secret?
it was hard. I really wanted to tell everyone, and like when I would tell people, they were like, "Who'd you dub before?" And they were like, and I was like, "Oh, this new character named, you don't know him. His name's Eddie. You don't know him, but you will."
Sweet.
So I was like,
And-
"Yeah."
Did you get any kind of early glimpse on the story and how that would be, or was it just like a very limited scope of what you actually knew? You knew it's Eddie, you knew he was playing in the Upside Down, and that was it.
I just kind of knew that. That's like, they gave me the script, I remember, but I don't remember like what it said exactly. I just remember they told me like there's gonna be demobats coming at me, and they said you're gonna be rocking out, scaring them away, or something. I don't know, something like that. That's all I remembered. And then when it actually came out, I was like, "Whoa, this is awesome!" I didn't realize it would be like that, you know.
Did you
But
keep
it
the
was super
script?
cool.
Did you keep the script?
No. They're
no.
strict about all that stuff. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Did you
That
get to
was
keep
pretty great.
anything? Is there anything that you managed to?
No. They're like every film, like it's like the Marvel stuff too. Like you know, they're pretty strict about this stuff. You know, you can't take. It's kind of like a spoiler if I took anything too. Also, but
Okay.
I kind of like that though, because then all you really took was the memory, which is quite poetic, and hopefully you can use the energy and that experience in your music, and use that. That's something that I don't. It's just amazing. It's so cool that you actually enjoy and love the show as well, and it all sort of combines together into this one experience that not many people in their lives are going to be able to live up to that kind of thing. It's truly wonderful, which I'm sure you know.
absolutely, yeah.
We have some questions from the chat about the guitar, and one is from Sarang, and he asks, "Did you downpick the whole thing?"
So that was one thing also. So when I first jammed with Joe, he had a ton of questions. One thing about Joe is like I respected, like he wanted to get this down. He wanted to get this exactly like it was played by Kirk Hammett. And one thing about that was the downpicking, because you can't go like Dimebag Darrell does, you know, like alternate picking everything and stuff like that. You know, you got to go down because that's what Kirk does. Like it's all down picking in that song. So we made sure he did that, and yeah, it was all down picking in the show.
I think Joe did an amazing job. Not to take anything away from you, but I saw the videos that we're talking about that were posted online, and he basically acted the whole thing. Like when in the scene where you say you were there when you were rehearsing, it looked, his expressions, the way he was looking, looked exactly as it did when I watched the episode. So just the memory and the dedication that guy must have had to nail that whole scene and the movements. It really impressed and surprised me.
Definitely, yeah. He was really driven to get that part down for sure. So it was really cool.
Was it your first experience on a film set? To
that was one of my first experiences.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I may have been on Cobra Kai before that.
Okay.
I think,
but not as a guitar player. Not as a guitar player.
Not as a guitar player. No.
Okay.
I wish.
You're on Cobra Kai as well. I love that show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just in the background though, and I'm not like a, you know. But still, it was cool. Really cool.
There's always a way forward.
I totally see Andy now checking in the background of every major series if he sees you. Oh wait, is that Aiden? No.
Are you in the Umbrella Academy? I've been watching that recently. That's a Netflix show. Quite enjoy that.
No, not in that one. Unfortunately.
Okay, well, they're about to start shooting the next season, so get in there. Hopefully, they do some guitar as well.
Sweet.
Hopefully.
A question from Amanda, Aidan, is that would you have chosen Master of Puppets? Some had suggested the final countdown as a possible option. What are your thoughts, mate?
Would I have chosen Master of Puppets? Probably, because that was like that's like the perfect song for the Upside Down too, and like the whole sequence. You know, like Vecna is the master of puppets. You know, I don't know. There's not really any better song than that, I feel like. So
I have to agree with you. I just know all this. When they released that trailer, there were so many people trying to guess what was being played, and
there was.
Props for the actual nailing the scene, so people could actually see what was being played. And there was a video I saw where someone thought it was Europe, the final countdown. But I'm with you, Aidan. I think Master of Puppets is it's so obvious, it's perfect, and I'd love to know the input that Metallica had with that. I guess we'll never know, but I'd love one day to.
I don't even know. Yeah, because people are saying, because I know Ty Trujillo. You guys probably saw that, right? Ty Trujillo did some of the additional tracks. I don't know exactly what he did, but I'm pretty sure, like, because in the beginning of the scene, there's like separate guitar by itself, not the song. I think that's what he did. So he just did the audio part,
Cool.
With that.
Again, it must be because there were nerds on the internet, and I was reading nerds on the internet saying that tone's not Metallica tone, and I thought, yeah, it's not. It's because it's. I mean, again, with the amps and the stuff, Eddie seemed like a character who did not have a lot of money, and therefore he wouldn't have a Marshall amp, and therefore he wouldn't have all this amazing gear because. And maybe it's a Fender amp because it was cheap at the time, because that Fender amp was not popular. And I'm not sure about the PV, but he would have had gear that wasn't popular because it was expensive. And also, to be even more nerdy, in the timeline of the show, Master of Puppets came out like 2.5 weeks before the show is set.
Yeah.
So Eddie, the character, would have had like 2 weeks to learn it, and he was on the run for a week of that.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, well done, Eddie.
Yeah, that's yeah, he's a good guitar player, I guess. Apparently.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So, sorry, Dan. Please.
No, just out of curiosity, I'd be interested to know, since you've been following the Stranger Things from season 1, who's your favorite character apart from Eddie?
Apart from Eddie, probably Dustin.
Dustin?
Dustin's funny. Yeah, I like Dustin. Yeah.
And did he get to spend a couple minutes with Gaten as well, or was he just on set?
I briefly talked to him.
Okay.
He asked me how I got the role and stuff like that. But he was a nice guy. He was such a nice kid. Super outgoing.
Uh-huh.
And one thing about Gaten also is he's also a musician. Like he played with Mike McCready from Pearl Jam before.
Oh wow!
Too.
I didn't
Yeah.
know.
Wow.
I knew that Wolf. What's the name? Wolf.
Wolf?
One of the other
played
characters.
Mike.
Oh, Finn Wolfhard. Is that what you're saying?
Finn Wolfhard. Yeah.
Yeah.
That he's like a very active musician, but I didn't know about Gaten. Okay, that's cool.
A
Aidan,
lot
I'd
of them
like to
are. Like
ask.
yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I'd like
You
to
can
ask,
go.
is there anything that you'd like to, like we're asking you questions, and it's back and forth and it's question answer, but is there anything that you'd like to talk about the experience, or, something about that you haven't yet spoken about?
Yeah. One cool thing I did was when I first got the wig on. You probably saw a picture of it, maybe. That was
Yep.
funny. That was so fun. They put my hair back in like a clip, and like put the wig on. And I just remember like I could not stop laughing because it was so funny. Like I look just like Eddie Van Halen. Like his hair looks just like Eddie Van Halen. Have you seen it? Yeah, you've seen it, but like it looks just like Eddie Van Halen's. So I was just like laughing. I took a picture and smiling. And
We
yeah,
have
that
it
was-
here, so
that
it's
was-
on the thumbnail for the show. There you are, looking
Yep, that's it.
wide-eyed. You look really like, I don't want to say scared, but you look like thoroughly emotionally enjoying that.
I mean, yeah, I was. I was still. I told you I was still processing like this whole thing. It's Stranger Things, It's
Yeah,
crazy that I was even there, but
absolutely.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I'm just going to have a look at the chat and see if there's anything anybody wants to ask, but we could talk about Stranger Things forever, but I don't think it's fair that we just focus on one part of your life.
Mhm.
There's a wonderful story about, you talked about you did a Steel Panther audition for Stranger Things, but you have another Steel Panther story, right?
that's right. Yep. So when I was 11 years old, I learned how to play Eruption on the guitar, and me and my dad went to a Steel Panther concert in Kansas City. We made a sign that said, "I challenge Satchel to a guitar solo," which Satchel is the guitar player for Steel Panther. And it's crazy, actually. We went to a hotel, checked into our hotel in because we're from Omaha, Nebraska, and we went to Kansas City for the show. And we checked into a hotel, and it turns out the band was actually staying at the same hotel. And we ran into Satchel on the elevator of the hotel with the sign in my hand. And we talked to him, and he said, and we showed him the sign, and he said, "Yeah, just come to the show, and we can see about getting you on stage." And then later that night, literally that's what happened. So we got in the front row. I got the sign up. They saw it, and they brought me up. I played Eruption by Eddie Van Halen, and now it's like a viral video on YouTube, which is crazy. But
Sweet.
I mean, if you can somehow, I'm not saying monetize it, but link these two things together and then go forward with this, you've got, I mean, you're clearly a fantastic and disciplined musician. You've got the basis for some great future. Is this what you want to do with your life?
absolutely, yeah. I like to play for a big name artist one day, like a Hired Gun maybe or something,
Mhm.
just something like that would be cool.
Alice Cooper, maybe?
Like
I hear he's looking
Alice
someone.
Cooper. Yeah, like have you guys seen Hired Gun, the movie? You've probably seen
Yeah.
that, right? With Jason,
Excellent.
like Jason Hook, like kind of
Yeah.
like what Jason Hook has done, something like that.
Okay, so really playing the music rather than...
So play for Hillary Duff's my goal right now. So
Cool.
like Jason Hook did. But yeah,
That's a good
something like
plan,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully you took connections and you still have phone numbers and things like that you can, just use at some point in the most positive way possible.
Definitely, yeah. Absolutely.
And now you're on Guitar Stories podcast, so the world's your oyster now. It's
I had to, yeah, I had to.
another shout out to BC Rich, by the way. If and when you're listening, come on, send him a guitar. He'll play it on a video.
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
I want one. I do. I really want one. I'm
So
still
we
waiting.
got We got to point out your channel is quite large. I was figuring out the other day that not just the video with a couple million views, you have like 66,000 subs on your channel. So
Something like that.
that's
Yeah.
yeah, that's yeah, quite an achievement already, and some cool content on there. So if anyone's interested to see how Aiden is rocking live on stage or at home, highly recommended to check that out. Can we talk about guitars for a second?
Really?
Because
For sure.
yeah, if we
I
have to,
guess
you know,
it's-
it's called the Guitar Stories podcast, you know.
Right.
It's
Kind of
just,
have to. Yeah.
yeah. No, I'd really be interested to know, like, like what's your personal guitar story? Like, what's your go-to guitar, or what's your personal development as a guitar player when it comes to your preferences of the instrument?
So I pretty much used the same guitar for years now, and it's the PRS Custom 24 SE Floyd,
Okay.
my go-to. So that's my go-to, and it's always been my go-to, and it probably will forever unless another guitar comes into my hands. So that's awesome.
Hmm.
But yeah,
It's interesting. Interesting you
my
picked a
go-to.
guitar that's not necessarily like what you would expect from the brand, because I think like the SE Floyds, I don't know how long you have that guitar already in your possession, but those were, especially the SEs, were quite out of the ordinary when they came out, because PRS was not known for having a double locking tremolo system on their guitars, and you know they usually would go with their vintage style tremolos. So was it something that you saw, tried, and immediately fell in love with, or how do you kind of got aware of that instrument?
Yeah, it's a really good looking guitar, and it's also, I mean, I tried a bunch of guitars at Guitar Center, and this
Okay.
one beats all of them to me. So
Okay.
just like the way it feels, and the 24 frets, Floyd Rose, you know,
Mhm.
great guitar.
Is it stock? So Jason has a question: is your PRS stock, or what mods have you done?
It's stock, yeah.
Interesting. Are you a modding guy? Are you like, do you like to tinker around with your guitars and kind of change pickups and anything
Not
else?
really, but
Okay.
I have put this because I had this gold. I made it gold. I made this PRS gold right here. I'll show you
Oh yeah.
right there.
Is that custom made?
Nice. Is
That's
it a wrap?
it's actually a wrap. Yeah,
Sweet.
did that myself with a heat gun and a car wrap. So it's a golden car wrap.
Nice.
So
Sweet.
where are the joins? Because I saw you on your website. I saw this guitar, and I think I sent it to Dan and said, "This
Yeah.
PRS is my favorite looking one." Are there any joins? Is there like some, you know, at the back? Does it look crap, or did you do a really good job? Because I want to do it as well.
Sorry, say that again. You cut out for a second.
Are there any joins in the in the wrap, or was it easy to do? Have you got any tips for someone like me that wants to do the same thing?
Just take your time and be precise on it because it was pretty tough around the edges of the guitar. It's really tough, you know. But it's not that hard to do. I think anybody can probably do it if you want to. Do that with the guitar.
I do.
Cool. Yeah.
Challenge accepted. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm full of confidence now. I'm going to give it a go. I think the gold looks so over the top that it looks amazing.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do
Yeah.
it, you know, do it. Go all the way rather than just, you know, half-ass it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what else? Celine had a question. There we go. Celine, are you even into Metallica, or was that kind of new for Joe and you? I mean, obviously not new, but for an example, for me, she's rediscovering Metallica and learning their stuff at the moment.
I've always loved Metallica. Yeah. Yeah. I remember like one of the very first songs I learned was Enter Sandman. So yeah, I've always been a fan of Metallica. The Black Album, you know, all that stuff. It's all good.
Sweet.
Was it Metallica that got you into guitar, or is there some artist that inspired you that you haven't spoken
No,
about yet?
yeah. Eddie Van Halen is my biggest inspiration, 100%. When I first heard Eruption on the radio, in my dad's car, we were driving around, I was like, what is that? And I looked it up on YouTube, and I saw a video of Eddie Van Halen playing Eruption at the US Festival in 1983. and he's playing Eruption, the way he like stood like a robot playing Eruption, I was like, what is this? Like, I have to learn this, and that just like inspired me so much. Like, I had to play that, and so that's kind of where my inspiration came from. Pretty much, yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
You said you're playing the guitar now for 11 years. When you look at your progress as a guitar player, where do you feel you reach the next level? Do you have any kind of recommendations for aspiring guitar players that want to reach the next level and kind of feel they might have plateaued at some point? Or how did you kind of, got it flowing and kept the enthusiasm of learning, the instrument and kind of honing your skills and getting better and better and better to a level that you would master, a song like Master of Puppets at ease? Any kind of recommendations from your side?
Well, first you have to be passionate about it 100%, because if you're not, then you can't really, if you don't like doing it, then you can't really do it. You got to like doing it. I kind of discipline myself every day to play for a couple hours to a metronome and kind of slowly build my speed up and different things and stuff like that. I'm going to give a shout out to my friend Zachary Adkins back in Omaha, Nebraska. I've been using this book every single day right here. It's called Guitar Efficiency.
Okay.
What's the name? Sorry,
it's really Zachary Adkins.
Okay.
Just Googling it now. We're both Googling it.
Daily Exercise and Tablature Workbook.
And yeah, what's great about that book is it's a 7-day book, so just 7 days a week. Just do one section a day, and slowly build the speed up. And just once you keep doing that, you'll be golden. You'll be shredding like Steve Vai or something like that. I'm not a Steve Vai's level, but I'm just saying, like, you probably will if you keep going.
Sweet.
And at what level do you have to be when you start the book? Is it an intermediate to advanced book, or is there stuff for newcomers as well?
Probably intermediate. Yeah.
Add to basket.
Yeah, it's got 4.4 out of 5, 61 reviews, so it's probably a very recommended book if you want to, dive a little bit deeper into guitar playing and become more fluent and more even quicker. I mean, what was the biggest what that you took from the book? Is it more a general approach, or is that something where you say, okay, if you're looking to become a better picker, if you're looking to become faster on the guitar, this is your book of choice?
It's kind of like a little bit of everything.
Okay.
It covers scales, modes, exotic fingering patterns and stuff like that. So it's really good for kind of everything, not just playing fast, everything.
Cool. All right.
Okay, well, I've just ordered it, so
All right.
Everybody prepare. Andy's going to shred some stuff soon.
Yeah. Maybe at some point we got to get Zach Atkins in the show, right?
You should, yeah. You should definitely should.
Do you know him, or is he a friend of yours, or just a teacher?
Yeah,
or...
I can hit him up and see if he wants to come on.
Oh,
yes,
cool.
please. Yes, that would be amazing. We're going to go deeper, even deeper into this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I guess you're only 19, which is so young to have achieved so much. But what's next for you? You've got anything planned? Is anything coming up that we can talk about?
Well, I just got a thing. I'm gonna make an appearance at a Comic-Con, which is kind of cool for Stranger Things.
Excellent! Wow.
Cool.
Yeah. In Savannah, Georgia. So that's pretty cool, and hopefully I can do some more of those. So that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But pretty much just I've been jamming with some people, trying to figure out like my next move with playing gigs and stuff like that. So I'm on the market as a hired gun. If anybody needs a guitar player out there, right here. So
yeah, good.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, you've got quite a lot of experiences under your belt already, and yeah, it should really, really go well for you, man. I just hope that that you can use this. And you don't have to say anything, but have you filmed Stranger Things season 5 yet? Is Eddie really dead? Just blink, if oh, he blinked. That means something. Oh my goodness.
No, I personally think Eddie's still alive, but I don't know. I have no idea.
Uh,
Do you guys
Come
think he's
on.
still alive?
You can tell us.
Mm.
Yeah, I think
I
I
think
think it'd
he
be
is.
such a shame to bring in such an amazing character with obviously such an amazing actor, and then put all that effort into it, and then just kill him. And I know that they're getting a lot of not hate, but a lot of displeasure online for bringing in a character that everybody loves and then killing him as an easy kill rather than one of the more main, more legacy characters. So my heart says he's still alive because I want him to be. I don't
Yeah.
know. He's probably got plot armor. If they need him to be alive, he can be alive. Dan?
Well, I hope he's still alive, so I can go back and shred some more, and season 5.
I don't know. I would love to see him still being alive, but seeing, having seen Dustin return his dog tag, or the pig, more precisely, to his uncle, kind of made me feel he's probably gone for good. Never know.
But we never saw
Yeah,
his
but-
body, though. That's the thing.
Exactly.
We
That's
never
the
Yeah.
saw it.
golden rule. If you don't see a body, then they're not dead necessarily. And,
And
even if you do see a
also-
body, yeah.
Also, he was wearing a Michael Myers mask in one of the episodes. I think it was episode 9 or 8, and that's like a Easter egg right there. Because Michael Myers.
Oh, yeah. You can't kill him.
Yeah, you can't kill him.
You
Huh.
can't kill Michael Myers.
So-
Oh my goodness, Aiden.
There you go.
We are going to blow up the internet with that. So
I know.
you need to make a video on your channel where you say Eddie's not dead, and then give that information forward. And yeah, you'll be back for season 5. They'll even make a season 6 just for you for doing that. That'd be amazing. Oh, you've given us hope.
Guys, I would love to
What?
hear. Do you have any theories? Because we know that the final season will be season 5. Do you have any kind of theories how everything will kind of wrap up? Aiden?
Are you asking in the
Any
chat?
ideas?
You're asking. Oh, okay. I thought you were asking in the chat. I think I'm just guessing. Probably 11 will kill Vecna. That's probably how it's going to end. Something like that. Probably something standard like that.
Uh-huh.
I did see they're going to make a spin-off of Stranger Things. So hopefully Eddie's in that or something, or I don't know.
Isn't it called Varsity?
I'm not sure. I just
might
saw
just
a
made that up.
headline. It said maybe. I just
presume it's
saw
called
a
Varsity.
headline. Said could be.
I have another theory that I might posit, if I may, and that is that Will has to die. So, in a sort of Harry Potter, Voldemort kind of thing, that Will and Vecna are linked in some way, and that the only way to kill Vecna is to also have to end Will's life. And I think that would be interesting. But then I also think that 11 might have to die.
That would be my theory.
That's yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking in a similar direction that she probably needs to sacrifice herself to rescue the others.
I think you're right. Yeah. I think some big characters have to die. Kind of. They can't just end it with everyone living.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Well, it's not Game of Thrones, but
Right. Yeah.
I hope they don't do Game of Thrones with it. That would be awful.
yeah.
Don't season 8 Game of Thrones us. I've been corrected, by the way. Varsity is the Boys spin-off. So thank you, Jason, for correcting me on that.
That's a great show too. Have you guys watched that? The Boys.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
a great show.
Yes.
I love that show.
It kills, man. It's so good.
Soldier Boy versus Homelander in that last episode 6 or I don't know which one it was. But that was a crazy scene. If you know what I'm
Hashtag-
talking about, yeah.
#Homelight.
Yep. There you go.
I don't want to give too much away because we've spoiled Stranger Things for everybody in this episode. But I will say the first episode where we had that little Ant-Man character, that what he does in that show. I
yeah.
jumped off the sofa and screamed because I thought it was so great. And
Oh. There's a
I
thin
just
line
thought it was amazing.
between great and gross, right?
yeah, of course, I don't want to give it away because it's probably too strong for the show, but it is, of course, disgusting and all those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to actually do it is amazing. So if you haven't seen The Boys, then go watch The Boys. That's a Guitar Stories recommendation for this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just checking through the chat to see if we've got any questions from any people that are dedicated enough to join us in the live show, to see if anybody wants anything ask Aiden. But I think we've covered pretty much everything and more. I mean, your theory about Eddie and Michael Myers has blown my mind, and I need some serious thinking.
Do you know what scene I'm talking about? Like when he has the mask on? It's when they steal the camper. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. He has to run out because he's hiding, isn't he? He's on the run, so he has to run out.
Right.
And you just sort of see him come around the camper, I believe, and then he takes it off, and he actually draws attention to the mask and says something like it's really hot in there or something.
I think so, yeah.
Man. Is that your personal theory, or is
Yeah.
that something that you've picked up? Or,
Well, I saw it online, but I believe that theory because that's, I mean, and Eddie was such a beloved character this season.
Yeah.
Everybody he's like the most loved character of this season. So I feel like they kind of have to, and they can't just like kill him like right off the bat too. You know, he barely got like a chance to be on screen. That kind of, but we'll see.
Okay, here's my theory, and here's one that I think you should pitch, Aiden, and that is that he's not dead. He's stuck in the Upside Down. He can't get out, and the only way he can get out is to play Eruption by Eddie Van Halen. That's the only way he can do it. And they'll somehow hear him through the walls, or somehow it'll, like it does with those Christmas lights. I think it'll get taken through to the normal world and into Hawkins. So then they're going to need a guitar player to play Eruption. And by which time I will have learned it, because I'm going to buy that efficiency book and I'm going to steal your job.
That sounds. That's like the dream come true right there. Role for me.
True.
In Stranger Things. Yeah.
Actually, Dan and I haven't shown our shirts. Like, I'm wearing the Hellfire Club shirt.
Oh shoot! Yeah.
As dedication.
I need to get
you,
one of those.
Apparently, it's official Netflix wear, but
merch.
I don't know if that's true.
Yeah. No, it is. It is. I think they're selling the Hellfire stuff like in cooperation with Champion and with a couple other brands. But I was just thinking like having Hellfire Club picks would also be amazing to just
That'd be
give
cool.
away. Yeah.
Yeah, that would look great on a pick.
Yeah.
On
the
a
logo.
Jazz 3. You should definitely hit up Jim Dunlop and get some signature picks. I'm sure they'd do it for you.
That'd be pretty sick. Yeah, some custom Hellfire, Aiden Fisher picks.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Something like that.
Right. Well, I got to say, man, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for all the effort you've put in and all the insight you've given us and the entertainment. And I know that I can speak for everybody when I say we wish you the absolute very best with your guitar career. And I'm following you on Instagram, and everybody should follow you on Instagram and your YouTube channel so we can keep up to date with what's going on in your world. And if you do get to play Eruption in Season 5, I will drink a beer whilst watching it and toast you, sir.
Sounds good. Yeah. Thank you for having me on. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for taking time. Thanks for taking time. I think the community appreciate a lot coming to the show, especially because obviously there's a big hype at the moment. And I think it was a great opportunity for everyone to get their questions right to you. So guys, if you enjoyed the show, make sure to give us a 5-star rating on iTunes or a nice review on Spotify. Subscribe to Aiden's channel. It's great. It's got some cool content on there. And subscribe to Andy's channel as well. Give us a couple of thumbs up as well, so we can bring you more people on the show, and maybe we'll see Aiden in another episode in the future. Would be great. Make sure to keep us in the loop what's going on in your career, Aiden. Looking forward to seeing you maybe as a hired gun on Alice's Cooper side or with Evanescence.
Awesome.
Or I don't know.
Yeah.
What major acts are currently looking.
I'll take Nita Strauss's place there.
Yeah.
I hope you get the Hillary Duff gig. I really do.
Yeah, that's true. Also, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
All
everybody,
right.
Thank you so much for tuning in live or post-event. We will see you very soon with the next one, and goodbye.
Bye.
Guitar Stories Podcast, your number one show for everything